back and maybe see how to do something in the system.
Oh, that's nice. Thank you.
No problem. All right. So where we're going to start off first is this site admin page. So the site admin page is only something company admins have, so it's only going to be a privilege that you and Bill have. So on this, you'll be able to see your users if you want to. So if we wanted to make any changes to our users, update any of their contact information, we'll have access to that. So if we hit view edit, you can tell like this is Andre's profile. If we wanted to update anything in his profile, we'll just hit edit and we can start making changes like updating addresses or phone numbers in there. And we'll also have access, the big one I want to show you on this site admin page, to the account rates.
Right.
So
now, can I ask you, I'm trying to, we're now working with our rates and locking our rates through Encompass. Is there a way that those rates could feed, or do we have to physically enter them? How does that work? Right
now, we have to physically enter them, but we are working on like an integration with Ellie for this, because it is something that's been brought to our attention. And like the big pushes we're trying to do right now is like our milestone marketing. So next month, you guys will have milestone marketing available for you. So I feel like as soon as we get like our bi-dual sync, so once you're able to like create records and mortgage returns, you can also push them to Encompass. So we're working on like big things like that, and then probably rates is going to be next on our roadmap, because we really want to get that lead management and rates functionality in the system. So that's something that's going to come. All right. But yeah, so to enter rates the first time, you need to have like rate sheets available or any pricing engine that you're using. In this case, it's going to be Encompass. So there's a loan category in that first column over here, and in that second column is where you'll actually input the rate. You do want to use some type of spread, so whether your company already has a spread built into the rate or not, or if not, entering like a spread around 101 or 101.5 is a good idea. But we do have a savings trigger that will notify the loan officers every time their customers can save $50 or more on their monthly payment. So you want to enter these at par, basically. So on this page, it's as simple. So if we're entering rates for the first time, we want to price the products that we do have. So we can click on that rate field and either use the arrows on there, or we can type it in too. So if we wanted to change any of these, it's as simple as typing or using those arrows, whichever one you prefer. So for a program that you can't price today, like the interest only or maybe a balloon loan, you can either leave them blank or leave the interest rate super high. So it's not like you're giving away free products in the system. So either
we don't actually offer interest only loans or balloon loans. We don't do that. So
perfect.
Can we just leave blank? So if they're blank, they won't. Yep,
blank is fine. And that's basically how you'll want to do it. So when you're going through, you're going to, if we need to add any additional categories, just let me know and we can get those in there. So when you're going through, just make sure you're pricing the ones that you have and then leaving the ones blank that you don't have products for. So the third and fourth column are the origination and closing fees. So together, these are going to calculate the APR. So you can enter those in there. That way, it'll calculate the APR. We do have some letter templates that do have charts in them to disclose an APR, and this is where that information will be pulling from. Therefore, whatever is appropriate based on what you as a company would like to disclose, you can include that in there.
So can I ask a question? We have a branch that their origination fees are a little higher. Like we're $9.95 here in Middletown, and in Crofton it's $12.95. Could I set? How would I set that?
Yeah,
Since,
we could.
Okay.
We could probably do maybe make another rate plan for that branch, since they will be having. I'm assuming they'll have slightly different rates too, right?
Probably the same rates. The only thing that's different is the origination. I'm sorry, not origination fee, but the closing fees.
Okay. Yeah. Let me look.
Yeah.
Let me
like $300 more.
Okay. We could probably do like a rate plan for them. Let me play around and make sure that's something that will work for that before I tell you that. But I'm assuming we could do probably for that branch just a different rate plan for them.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll circle back with you on that and make sure that's going to work for you guys.
All right.
Awesome. So the last thing you'll want to do when you're updating these is just hit that save rates and generate emails. So this isn't going to send out any emails. It's just going to generate the rates and the emails that we do have. So don't worry about sending anything out. And it usually takes it about maybe 30 minutes, sometimes an hour to generate. So you'll want to wait maybe like an hour before sending out any marketing with rates and make sure all of them look correctly before you send it out to your customers.
Right.
But yeah, that's the rate section. So this is where the first time, just go in there, start pricing those out. And then there's another little step that we're going to want to take after we hit that save rates and generate emails. We're also going to want to go to alternate rates. So to edit or customize what the loan officers see in like the loan options tab in their hot list, we're going to fill these out. So they'll be redirected to the alternate rates chart, which compares the customer's principal and interest payment for their current loan category to 3 alternative loan categories that are available in the market today. So for the loan so we're just basically choosing maybe if they have a 30-year fix, then we also want to offer them like a 15, something like that. You know, we're just choosing the alternate options in that row and choose the appropriate refinance options from those drop downs.
Okay.
The goal is to make these alternatives most likely the case of what the customer would refinance to given each loan category. So only the first 2 alternates are going to pull in on that template chart. So you just want to make sure you have the best options for those 2. You'll also want to make sure that the alternatives is something that we're currently pricing as well.
Okay. Now, do you suggest doing this weekly or monthly? Like, what are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, see, I have companies that either do it like they set them up one time and forget about them. But if you're actively sending out refinance marketing and you want to make sure you have the best options, I would recommend maybe going in there like bi-monthly, monthly, just to make sure you still have the best options available for refinance.
Okay. All right.
Yep. And then simple, to change any of these alternates, we're going to have that drop down. So just choose the product that's going to be best for you and then hit that save button to save it on there.
Okay.
Yep, so that's the main thing you'll probably want to take in and do first once you get into the system. Get those rates, select those alternates. That way we have that for our marketing, for our rates marketing, and obviously alternate products for refinance marketing on there as well.
Okay, so just to reiterate, I always like to come back with what I just learned, just to make sure I'm understanding this correctly. So in the beginning, we would enter the interest rates per everything that we offer.
Yep.
So that would be the first step. So typically, we don't charge an origination fee unless they want to buy their rate down. Typically, don't charge one. We're just flat closing fee of $9.95. So then what I would do is to see what best suits them is your alternate rates. But that's already entered, correct? So if you would just kind of want to see a scenario, basically, is what you're saying.
Yep.
let's see what it looks like at the 25 or versus 15.
Yep.
Okay. Just want to make sure. Now, once you enter that, does for the loan officers, do they see the spreadsheet, or is that something that's already generated in the email for them, for the customer to see? Like it already gives them all their options?
Yeah, so I'll go into like a loan officer's profile and show you what it'll look like. So let me go to Andres. We're just going to go to a customer one. So they won't be able to mess around with the rates, obviously, because this is a privilege only the admins will have. But if they want to maybe do something with a chart, so maybe they want to send out like an annual loan review.
Okay.
So it's going to give them a little chart and alternate like loan programs with that rate that we've priced in there, and then the APR, monthly payment, and savings opportunities that they could have on there.
Okay. So could you go up top again, please?
Yeah.
I just want to see who that goes to. Is this just a sample? So it's not
it's
actually.
Just like.
Okay.
So this right now, it doesn't have your rates in the system, so obviously this is going to be a little messed up. This is just a little example, so if they did want to send out maybe marketing with a chart with savings opportunities, this is where you would see like those rates reflected that we just entered in, those alternates too.
Okay. Okay. Well, that's nice. Shows when it was closed. And this is a nice way, even if they don't recommend anything, just to let them know that they're continually monitoring their loan for them to see any savings or,
Exactly. Right. No,
that's nice.
Yeah. We'll definitely go through that for customer marketing. So we'll go through how to send these out and what opportunities we can capitalize on our hot list. So I always like the loan review ones just because it does look like you're professionally managing their loans. Like it's not just a one-time transaction. You're going to be helping them throughout. As long as they have that loan with you.
Okay.
So that's just an example of where it's going to show up when you enter those rates. And I do have a little guide for you, so you won't have to remember all of this. There will be steps you can follow.
Okay.
Awesome. So I'll send that afterwards as well. So the next section in here that I want to hit home with you is that email marketing section. So on that side, admin side, we've seen that user section where you can edit any of your users' profiles. We've also gone through those account rates where you enter the account rates and then the alternate. Now we're going to go to administer HTML templates. So this is where all of your emails are housed. So in this section, you can see the email name. Sometimes we'll have a description for it on there as well, and then you can tell if it's active or not. So anything that's deactivated, if we uncheck that little show active emails only, they'll show up.
Okay. So that's a record of everything that was sent.
Yeah, so it's like, so it's when it's created. So when we're going to those emails and everything, so maybe we want to see when it was created. We can go through and see, oh, it was created by me on this date. And, So that's just what those columns are. If we click on any of these, so I'm just going to click on that back to school message, it's going to take us inside of that email message. So on here right now, we have to click edit to edit anything on this email. So we're going to have some sections in here. So the input order is what your loan officers are going to see. So when I went to that premium email drop down and selected like the annual loan review, that's that drop down that they're going to see. So this is the input order. So if we leave it at 0, it's just going to show up alphabetically automatically. But if we wanted to maybe put this at the top, we can give it a negative number. That way it shows all the way at the top. If we wanted to maybe, this is an email we're still working on, we can put a low number or like a higher number on there. That way it shows at the bottom, things like that. So that's good to take advantage of when you start working in the system and you want to start playing around with the input order of the emails, like put some things higher. That way your loan officers know, hey, you should send this out, and put some emails lower if you're working on them sort of situation.
Okay.
The next little section we're going to have then there is that email name. So this is what your loan officers see in that drop down as well. So this is going to be in alphabetical order, and they're going to see that back to school message is the name of this email.
Okay.
You're also going to notice a little send to email section. You will have different audiences you can choose to send these emails to, but if you're wanting to just send it to everyone, just a general email for everybody, just leave this blank. You don't really have to touch this. But this is just in case, like, we do have those listing and selling agent surveys that are attached to like that customer record. So if we only wanted to send to that listing or selling agent, we would just select that sort of thing. That's why you'll see this drop down in there. But I would most of the time just recommend leaving this blank. Just leave it blank because then everybody's going to get the emails no matter what. It's not just going to be like a certain section.
Okay.
Awesome. And then that next one is active button. So if we uncheck this, this would make this email inactive, so your loan officers wouldn't be able to see it or access it in the system. If we put that check mark there, it's going to make it active. That way your loan officers can see it. So if we're wanting to maybe go through these templates, like I sent you over a template library, and if we needed to maybe deactivate any of those templates in the system, that's how we would do it. We would just uncheck it. That way they wouldn't be available for our loan officers.
Okay.
Perfect. And then just going down that roll, you'll notice we do have an email subject line. So this is what the customers are going to see in their inbox. We can change this obviously just by going through and deleting that. So maybe we didn't like that message, we can change it just by typing in a new one.
Okay.
School. So that's what our customers are going to see now. That back to school. So scrolling down, this is the actual content of the email. In this case, most of our emails are going to follow a format where it's going to be image at the top, and then you're going to notice text in the middle, and then merge codes down here. So anything with a little percentage is merge codes in there. All of the ones that don't have this little field over it, so you can tell this field is editable. Like I can put my mouse there. But if you notice, like down here, this isn't going to be editable for me. These are hard-coded in there. This is what pulls in my loan officer's email signature and their name and their photo and stuff like that. So there's some templates that are going to have different layouts. So in this case, the loan officer's photo and their contact information is at the bottom. In some templates, you're going to notice it's at the top. So there's different templates you can select from.
Now let me ask you this on that template. Can you bring that template back up?
Yeah. Do this the bottom part, or do you want to go back up to?
Yeah, because the NMLS ID is going to print, because those have to print on all.
Yeah. So it's gonna go, I think, in the licensings down here. Let's see. Loan officer.
That's all account license number. I didn't. Oh, there it is. Is that what that is?
It might be. Hold on. Let me go to, I'll go back, cancel out, and see where it generates really quickly. Because it will have their NMLS.
Okay. Hold on. That's all license number. Their license numbers really don't have to print their NMLS ID.
Yeah. So here's that back to school message. There's their NMLS ID. Yeah, so it's going to be up here and not down there.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
No problem. Nope. Great question. So we'll just go back, and we'll just go back to that back to school message. So right now I'm editing the actual template. If I wanted to, I can just make a copy of this. That way I don't have to change any of this template on here. So maybe I don't want to mess around with that, but I do want to make a copy because I like the format of it. I can do that. Just hit that copy button, and it's going to make a copy of that email. That way you can make any changes that you want. Same, we wanted to make a completely different message. Maybe this, instead of a back-to-school message, we wanted to make it like a, hey, let's stay in touch email. We can certainly do that.
So they have to copy it first then.
I would recommend always make
before they want to make any changes, right?
Yeah, I would always make a copy just because it's always good to have that original email in the system just in case, you know, I know everybody has different tastes when it comes to email marketing, but the original email might appeal to somebody and then maybe the new email will be better for some other loan officer. So it's always good to have like a couple options in there, I feel like. So in this case, maybe instead of the back to school message, we're going to make this stay in touch. So this is what my loan officers are going to see in their drop down. Right now it's inactive, which is perfect because I don't want my loan officers to see this. So I'm also going to change that email subject in here. Let's keep, this is what my customers are going to see, keep in contact. So in this case now I have the idea ready. Now I just need to change the actual email. So in this case you can see this is the back to school photo, but we want to change this out and swap it. So if we click on this photo, it's going to give us a little toolbar, and there's going to be an image icon. If you click on that image icon, it's just going to take you to a little image info, but if you hit that browse button, it's going to allow you to either upload photos or you'll also have stock options in here. So maybe if we can't find a photo for something and we want to choose from one of the stock options, we can go in there and choose a stock photo to insert into our email. If we wanted to upload our own image, we're just going to want to make sure we have the image that we want to upload, and we're going to want to resize it outside of the HTML editor. So in this case, I have a photo right now, so I'm going to click on it because there is just one little image restriction if we're going to insert images into that HTML editor. We're just going to want to make sure it's resized before we do it, and I'll send you all the dimensions for this. So right now my image, let's look at our image size, is at a width of 1,650. In order for it to be inserted into our email, we're going to want to change this to 620 pixels. So this is the only thing that needs changed, is just the width. So once I do this,
how was that the other picture? Did you look at that? I don't know. I missed something there.
Sorry. No. So this is just I wanted to insert my own picture into the HTML editor, so I'm going to change it out.
So it's always 620? So you already know in your mind it's always 620. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's always 620 pixels. That's the only image restraint that we have.
Okay. Thank you. I'm sorry.
No problem. Oh, no. You're totally fine. I mean, how else were you supposed to know this quirk? It's kind of random. So in this, we're just going to save our resized image. So I'm just going to call this comp resize and save it on my desktop. Hit that OK button. So you can really use anything to resize images. In this case, I'm just using Photoshop. But if you have another image resizer, that's perfect too. So now I'm going to go back to that image icon, hit that browse button, and this time I'm going to select the upload button. So on the upload button, it's going to let you choose files to upload. So in this case, I'm going to do that picture that I just resized. Okay. So I see it in there, and just to select it to put it into my email that I'm creating, just double click. And then it'll give you that little image info once again, and just hit OK. So there it is. There's my new image in there. So I know that's good to go. It's got that image size that I need. So now I'm going to work on the text, the body of the image. So in this case, maybe I want to change the back to school to let's stay in touch. I can change this font color if I want to. So maybe I don't like that blue. Maybe I want to make it a green or something. I can go to this little text color box. So it's going to be a little box with different colors on it. you'll have the automatic color, so you'll have the reds, blues. But you can also choose for more colors on here. You can select colors from this. Maybe I want a darker blue in this case. I can also insert color codes in there if I want to. So if I had a certain color I was trying to create, I can do that in there as well. So I noticed this is very small. Maybe I want to also make the size of this bigger. I can go to that size option, change this. Maybe I want to make that 18. Perfect. So I like the size of that in there. Now I want to go to the body of the email and change it. So these are also going to be merge codes in here. So this is what's going to pull in the borrower and co-borrower's first name in here. So I know I want to keep that merge code. If I wanted to maybe insert my own merge codes, maybe I didn't want that, I wanted something different, I can go to this Insert Merge Codes doc and then choose from all the merge codes in here. So there is quite a few in here. So mostly I would just recommend working with the ones you already have in your copied email, just because there's so many and it's hard to surf through, especially if you just want to create like an email that's pretty similar to the one you've already copied. You want to keep like you just want to change out the photo and maybe some of the content, keep the merge codes in there. Like I maybe want to keep this, please contact me, with the loan officer's phone number and their email, but I want to delete out this. So I can keep those merge codes in here. So I'm just going to keep the ones that say like Dear Susie and Joe, and then I'm just going to change the content in here. So to change the content, all you have to do is just type it in. So in this case, maybe I want to say, it's been a while, and I think we should keep in touch. Perfect. So that's going to be the body of my email. I can obviously add more if I wanted to, and I can also add links in here too. So maybe please visit my new website. And I wanted to put maybe a click here or the website name on there. I can do that on here. So in this case, I'm just going to highlight that click here, and I'm going to insert a link. So to insert links in there, hit that link chain on there, and then you can just type in the link you want to send it to. So maybe I want to just send it to mlent.com or something. Hit OK.
That's nice.
And that'll hyperlink that for you. So it'll, if they click there, it's going to take them to that hyperlink. So if you're wanting to insert maybe any videos or redirect them to any sites, we can do that in there. Just remember to use that link button.
Okay.
You can also hyperlink images too. So if we wanted to maybe hyperlink this image, that way if they click on it, it'll redirect them somewhere. Same thing. Just use that link thing, the little link chain. Hit that, type in that URL in there, and then once you do it, you're going to notice there's going to be a blue box around it letting them know, hey, if they click here, it's going to redirect you to that site that we've typed in. So perfect. So if this is what we wanted to do and save this email that where our loan officers can start using it, just hit that save button, and that will save that image. And remember to make it active too. So put that little check mark there. That way your loan officers can see it. So hit that save button. Once you hit save, it's going to add it to your library. So perfect. This is now in there. And if I wanted to see what that generated email looked like, I can certainly do that. I'm just going to go to that contacts page. I know you've made a test record. That's perfect. That's what I would recommend doing, especially when you're creating emails. So in this case, I'm just going to see what that email looks like. So any of our emails that we create are going to show up in that premium email section. If I scroll down, I know I didn't put mine in any order, so it's going to be in this stay in touch. It's going to be alphabetical.
So that's all the emails, the headings of them, correct? So you can go look. Okay.
Yep.
And you know that you labeled it that, so that's what you were looking for.
Yep.
Okay.
And then once you hit that generate button, it's going to show you a preview of that email. So this is what our email is going to look like. So it's going to say, Dear Manuel, we know it's personalized. It's been a while, and I think we should keep in touch. Please visit my new website. And if I click there, it's going to take me to that new website, and then it's going to have that loan officer's contact information.
Okay.
So that's how you can preview those emails, make sure everything looks right before you start sending anything out. That's how I would recommend doing it.
So can you go back to that, like where all those templates showed all their, is that all the customer contact information? Like when you were in Andre, like is that all his customers right there?
Yep.
That he had that we pulled over? Okay.
So this will be all of his customers.
Okay.
And his,
Okay.
Yep. And each, like as a company admin, you'll have access to everybody's database.
Right.
So if you select a loan officer, you can see their hot list and also their contacts page on there. That way you can send mass marketing for them, or if we needed to, maybe we had like a loan officer leave the company and we need to reassign them, we can do that just by selecting the records, going to that reassign option on that manage tech records.
Now, is the P purchase, I can't remember, is the P for purchase?
P is for prospects. So this will be any lead.
Okay.
Yeah, so you'll have, the C's will be like the closed loans with MWIN. P's will be prospects. And you'll also get purple customer contacts too. So that's like previous books of business that your loan officers have maybe taken from a different company. You'll also have real estate agents in there, so that'll be a big R with a red background. And then we'll have referral partners, which will be RP, and that'll be like a blue or purple.
Now let me ask you this, and that's coming down the pike for real estate agents, correct? We're not ready for that yet.
Yes, so we, like all we've pulled over right now is customers and prospects. We do have the listing and selling agents associated with that customer record. So you can see like on here, here's the listing.
Thank you, that's nice. Okay.
So they'll be able to see that, but these won't be actual records in their database.
Okay.
Yeah, so if they do have like referral partners that they work with or real estate agents, as long as they have them in an Excel spreadsheet or like a CSV file, then we can import them into the system. And I'll send you, I think I might have sent you what that database
did, and I have it. I have it ready. I have, still waiting on some people to put their touches on it because I don't want to be duplicates. I want to make sure we don't have any duplicates. So I sent them information. I'm waiting for some things back. So I didn't know how quickly you could get that ready.
It usually when we get those Excel spreadsheets, it just takes like 4 to 5 business days to upload.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah, so not super long at all.
Okay, that's wonderful.
So yeah, once we go back, I just wanted to show you a few more things on that HTML editor. So in case we maybe wanted to start from complete scratch, you will have access to create templates from completely blank. We do have like master templates in here, so if we wanted maybe just a standard template with no information in there, we can do that. This one is mostly like a text-based one, so this is where we would put our text, and it just has images on the side for that. We'll also have completely blank, so if we wanted to start completely blank from scratch, we can do that. There's a completely blank template in here.
Well, I like that how you can, on the emails that you've already created, that you can go in there and copy them and kind of create something, because at least it's a starting point for them to give them ideas, and then they can tweak it. Like if they're really familiar with their bars, they can tweak it, just a personal note specifically for that client.
Exactly. Yep. So right now, your loan officers don't have the privilege to go to the HTML editor. Is this something we're wanting to give them privileges for, or do you want it to be maybe just a marketing person like you or Bill or?
Oh, I see what you're saying. So they don't have. So this is basically I only have access to be able to copy it and okay. I see what you're saying.
Yeah. So maybe that's something you want to think about. Maybe if we need to dedicate that privilege to other people in there, if we need to give them access to that, or if you want to keep it all streamlined, go through you first, and then you can either send the request to me or our help team, or you can create it, whatever works.
Yeah.
Okay. That way you don't have like maybe loan officers going in there and just changing all the templates.
I see what you're saying. Okay.
So right now it's only something that you and Bill have, but they can definitely change that. Say if they found like that back to school message, if they liked that, but they wanted to make some minor tweaks, as long as it's approved by like you or Bill, then we can make those tweaks, and they can have their own personal email for that.
Okay. So then when they have access to this, what exactly are they going to do? Just everything that's already set?
Yeah, so they'll only have access to like the ones that are already active. So this is what the loan officer will see. So they won't even see this green button here. This won't.
Okay.
They won't see that. So they won't have access to that HTML template. But when they log in, they will have access to the marketing. So when they want to maybe send out marketing for somebody, I'm going to put that check mark next to there, and they can hit that action button, and then they'll be able to see like all the targeted campaigns we have in there, so they can choose to send one of these campaigns or view one of these campaigns in there.
So they just couldn't make changes to those. So I would have to do that if they wanted to. Okay.
Yep.
All right.
So yeah, but they'll be able to see it. They just won't be able to make changes to it. But if they did need changes, like I said, if they wanted to put maybe a little more personal touch on one of the emails in there, that's a simple fix. We can definitely do that as long as we have your approval.
Okay.
All right. So that's HTML templates. There is one more section you guys will be able to do. So you will be able to make targeted campaigns in here as well. So if we wanted to make maybe we wanted to make a campaign for spring cleaning or something like that, we'll have access to that. So as long as we have the emails already made in our HTML editor, we'll be able to make a campaign out of that. So if we go to that configure campaigns, we're going to see all the campaigns. So in this case, it's just call reminders. But if we wanted to add a campaign, we can go to add campaigns. This will be that campaign name that your loan officer see in that drop down. So I'm just going to do spring cleaning, hit next. And then you're always going to want to make it a multi-step campaign. Don't worry about any of these other ones. Just make it multi-step campaign. And then you can also pick the time that you want it to go out. So that first email or those next 3 emails in that campaign we're going to make. So I'm just going to leave mine at 10 a.m. Central Time.
Okay.
Going to hit next, and then we're going to go to the actual creating of the steps. So in this, you're going to know action premium email. So this is going to bring up all those templates. So if I click this using template, it's going to bring up all those templates that we've already made in the HTML editor. So that's good. So we're going to pick from that. And then we're also going to have a step that says perform, and then it's going to have a blank after record has been assigned to this campaign. So the perform section is where you're going to want to put where your first step goes out, like how quickly it goes out. In this case, maybe we want to do immediately, so we're going to put 0 and then enter days in there. So this is going to be like the variation between steps. So in this case, I'm just going to do that stay in touch email and hit save. And that's the first email of my campaign. So maybe I want to add my second step now. And then in the perform option, I want to make sure it goes out a week after that first step. So I can put 7 days after the previous step down there, and then select my new email that I want to put in there. So the second email that I want to put on that. So in this case, I'm just going to put that stay in touch email again and hit save. So I can add as many steps as I want. I can make the time between these steps vary however I want in there. I can also modify steps. So maybe I've noticed I want to shorten the days between that. I want to make it 5 days instead of 7. I can do that on there once I've added that step and hit that save button. You'll also be able to delete them too. So if we need to delete campaigns, we can do that in the system as well. Okay. So I just wanted to show that to you just in case maybe you're interested in making a targeted campaign, or you have an idea for a campaign that you want to do, you'll have access to the campaign for you can make one in there as well.
Okay.
All right. Last thing I want to show you on this section, we've covered most of these, is just the administer templates one. So the administer HTML templates are the emails, and the administer templates are like the Microsoft Word versions of it. So in this case, we have just a few in here. If we click on it, it's going to show you that template. So open. So this is what's going to be available for that Microsoft Word template for your loan officers to print off and mail to your clients in the mail. So it's going to have merge codes in here as well, so you can tell anything with like these little parentheses are going to be a merge code. And from there, it's really just editing. Like if we wanted to edit the wording of this, it's just like using a Microsoft Word. It is a Microsoft Word document. You just edit it the same way you would edit like a Microsoft Word document. So
again, this is the editing, right? The loan officer cannot, correct?
Right. Same with that. So you can edit the main template, but once we have this in there, so if we wanted to generate I'll show you what your loan officers can see. They will be able to edit the Microsoft Word document.
Okay. Okay.
So if we go to that action button, and this time we're going to go to Microsoft Word instead of premium emails, and then we're just going to choose one of those refinance ones. We're obviously going to add more templates in here. I still have to get those added. But they can open it, so it's going to open in Microsoft Word for them. And then once they open it and enable editing, it's a Microsoft Word document. So all the things with merge codes are going to pull through, so you can tell the company logo, the customer's address, and their first name, last name are all going to go on there. But they can edit any of this content. So maybe if they didn't like the wording of something, they'll be able to edit themselves. So you really, So if it's really the main template that you will probably edit for is like if we want to remove some information from showing up, or if we want to add some information that'll pre-populate, we can do that for our loan officers. But really, if they generate any of these, they'll have the ability to change them. So I imagine like if they wanted to make any edits to something, they could do it themselves. Like you really wouldn't have to change anything for them.
But this is not an email. This is a letter that you would actually print and mail, correct?
Yep. That is correct. So they can print this off and mail it, and like I said, they can make any changes that they want to. The big thing that maybe you would want to change, like I said, is just any of the merge codes for them. So if they didn't want something to populate, then we can go in and change that template. But mostly, like if they needed something changed, they'll be able to do it themselves for these templates.
Okay.
So that's the last thing I just wanted to show you. And there are in there, so it's going to be under that administer template. If we needed to add a new one, we can upload a new template. It's as simple as uploading a Microsoft Word doc and making sure it's in a docx. We'll also have access to that merge code document just like we do like the HTML editor. So if we open that up, it's going to take us to all the merge codes that we have for Microsoft Word documents. So if we needed to like copy and paste some merge codes into a new document, we could do that. We'll have access to all of those merge codes on here. So that is where our templates are located. I imagine there won't probably be too much fuss about the Microsoft Word templates just because they will be editable for your loan officers once they generate them.
Okay.
Yep. So, all right. So that's the site admin side. Now I just wanted to take you through a few of the company admin features in your account that you'll be able to see like on the hot list, the contacts, the reports section. All right. The first little feature I wanted to point out for you guys as a company admin on that hot list section, it's going to automatically, when you log into the system, it's going to take you to your hot list, but you can view your loan officer's hot list. So if you wanted to view another loan officer's hot list, it's going to be right under that Clean Duplicates button, and you'll see View Another. user on there, and it'll allow you to choose from this drop down. That way you can see your loan officer's hot list. So right now your loan officer's hot lists are empty, but this is basically going to be a personal assistant for them. So sections of their database are going to pull onto this hot list based on triggers that they're going to be setting up or that we're going to be setting up for them in there. So it's empty right now just because we need to populate the rates, obviously, and once we hit that save and generate rates, things will start populating on that hot list. So once we do that, like after you guys have entered in the rates, we'll do more of a hot list training where I'll show you how you can work your loan officer's hot list, because right now, obviously, it's blank, but we'll go over like the follow-up and refinances and birthdays and how we can find certain triggers in there, because you'll be able to find loan anniversaries. If we have certain triggers set up, we can find like equity or maturity based on what settings we've set up on there as well. So if we wanted to take advantage of those. All right, so moving on to that contacts page, same thing, you will have access to everybody's database in here too. So the contacts page is where everybody's customers, prospects, referral partners can be found. Like that hot list is just going to be a slim fraction of that database based on certain opportunities that they've set up. So that's just going to be a slim fraction. Contacts is where everybody's hot list is located, or everybody's database is located. So on this, you will have some features that your loan officers won't have. So on this, we can reassign records to certain loan officers. Like I said, if we needed, maybe we needed to reassign somebody's database to another loan officer because a loan officer left the company, we'll have access to that from that Manage Tagged Records drop-down. Or maybe we just know somebody in this database doesn't want to be contacted. We'll also be able to remove records from that database. So if we need to remove anybody, as long as there's a little check mark next to that, we'll be able to remove from database just by clicking on that. We'll also have a remove from referral copies. So if we have prospects that are linked to certain realtors or referral partners, we can remove that link for our loan officers on there. And we'll also have the ability to change record type. So maybe in this case, we see a prospect in here that needs to be a referral partner. We can change that record type to that new referral partner or real estate agent that we need to change it to. So those are some options you'll have for your loan officers to help them manage their database better. They'll have access to the change record type, the remove from referral, and remove from database. They just won't have access to the reassign. You'll also get the privilege to export anybody's database. So right now I haven't checked that. Let me go back and I'll just do it for you right now. We'll just go to yours, edit, your account privileges, Excel icon, Okay, so maybe I just haven't refreshed your account yet, but you'll have access to the Excel icon. So the Excel icon is going to be located right here. And with it, you're going to get a little Excel option where you can export anybody's database into Excel. So maybe we needed to do a mailer or something, we can export that database. That way they have that information in there.
So we would have to send that to you, right?
Yeah, so they won't have access to that Excel option, but you will. So you would have to do it if they wanted to export their database for some reason. They would have to go through you. And I'll make sure that shows up. I'm not sure why it's not, but usually it's like right here.
Why would they want to do that? Because we already have that in Compass. Is there a reason why they would want to do that, or?
It just depends for what reason they would want to export it. Like I have some companies, they allow their loan officers to have the export to Excel. That way they can do mailers. I have some companies that don't allow it at all, just in case they move on to a different company. They don't want.
That's what I'm thinking. That's my thought.
Exactly. They don't want them to take like the closed loans from Imland because those are funded by you guys. So that would make sense. So that's why we only give that option to our company admins, just in case you do have a loan officer who wants to maybe do a mailer or wants to do some cleanup with their database. They'll have to go through you before they export anything out.
Okay, I see.
Yep. Okay. So if we do have like a loan officer that comes to us and they're like, we want our database, we're going to send them to you and be like, we need carrier bills approval before we export this out.
Yeah. Okay.
So that is in place. Your loan officers don't get their databases. This is something that's going to have to go through you.
Well, I'd like them not even to know they can do that, to be honest.
Yeah, they won't. They won't know.
Okay, good, because I don't want them to know.
Exactly. Right. No, they won't know. This is only a feature that you're going to have.
Okay, great.
All right. The last thing I wanted to show you is this advanced search option. You'll probably be using this a lot just because it helps you really do targeted searches in the database. So maybe in this case, we know daylight savings is coming up, and we want to send out that daylight savings for all of our loan officers on here. So in this case, our top search criteria is going to be at the very top. So you're going to notice we have record types. So if we wanted to send it to all records, we'll select all record types. You'll also notice we have an email section in here. So if we wanted just people with valid email addresses in the system, we're going to go to borrower emails.
Okay.
We'll also have the ability, if we wanted to do some more really targeted searches, just search by loan rate, loan amount. We can also search by close date, any reassigned dates. So if we're removing databases or records, we'll be able to search by that reassigned date. And you'll also notice we'll have record added and a referred by field. So if your loan officers have referral partners that have referral partners that send them prospects, they'll be able to keep track of those prospects just by typing in that referral partner name as long as they're linked in the system. So that's some of the search criteria you'll see. You'll also notice we have mortgage liens, loan purpose, loan category on here as well. And you will have access to loan officer box. So if we wanted to send a mass email for all of our loan officers, we're going to hit that all loan officer. That way we can go through all of their databases and send them out. So perfect. In this case, we have 856 records found. So this is all record types that are currently in the system that have a valid email address. So all of them are going to be automatically checkmarked. So maybe if we know somebody in the system doesn't want to receive this daylight savings email, just remove that check mark and it'll remove them from the marketing we're about to send out. And then once we've removed any check marks, hit that action button, and then we'll have that option to go to those premium emails. So that'll be our one-time send emails, and then we can send out marketing for our loan officers, and it'll all look like it's coming from your loan officers. It won't look like it's coming from you. So in this case, we're just going to find that daylight savings begins email. We're going to hit that generate button because it's going to show us that full-size preview, and then we're going to see what that email looks like before we preview it or send it out. So this case, spring forward, daylight savings time begins Sunday, March 13th, so coming up. So don't forget to set your clocks forward. This is personalized to each of the clients. So we have 865 clients. Each of these are going to be personalized to them. It's going to say, in this case, Dear Carrie.
Now, is this something I can do like right away?
yeah. If you want to.
I can send this out like tomorrow.
You can send this out like today, tomorrow, whenever you want, because you'll have access to this now.
Yeah.
So
perfect.
As soon as
I'd love to do that, just to kind of.
Yeah. No, this is a great one to send, just because it's who doesn't want a little reminder about, oh, hey, daylight savings is this weekend. You need to set your clocks or forward. So, and then at the end, just so you know, it's always going to prompt them to either reach out to them if they know anybody who needs mortgage advice. And then it's going to have your loan officer's contact information on here. So on this, we're going to see that loan officer. In this case, Carrie is in Joy's database, so we're going to see Joy as the loan officer associated with this. So it's going to see Joy's photo, her contact information, the logo. If anybody clicks on this green Contact Me button, all of these responses are going to go back to Joy. You're not going to see any of the responses. I don't see any of the responses. Everything's going to look like it's coming from Joy. and go back to Joy's personal email address, the one that she has on her phone.
Can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
Can I ask a question? Is there any way that I can get the extensions added to each person so it goes right to their extension when they call? Because that 800 number is just like a...
Yeah. No, send that list over to me and we can get that.
Okay. Does it need to be in Excel?
No, you can just send it, like if you just have like that loan officer name and then their extension, I can add it really quickly.
Oh, wonderful.
And, that way you can send out this email.
Okay. Perfect.
Cool. Yep. Okay. And then once we're done and we see this is the message we want to send out, just hit that send email button and that'll send the email out for all of your loan officers to all of their contacts.
Okay.
So that's a privilege that only you will have. You'll be able to send out mass marketing for everybody in the system.
Now, would you mind doing that again for me, just so I can, where I need to be, since I'm going to do this right away?
Yeah. So
I have to make sure my name's appearing, correct?
Yeah, you can do. Actually, it won't matter. Like you can be in your account or somebody else's account.
Oh, all right. Okay.
So once you do that, we're going to go to that contacts page.
Contact page. All right, I'm going to write this down.
Yeah.
So one contact. Okay.
And then the next step is click on that advanced search button over to the left.
Search. Okay. And then record types.
Then record type, select all.
Okay.
And then you're going to see an email section. So in order to get all the valid email addresses in the system, hit borrower emails in that email section.
Okay, equals borrower. Okay.
Perfect. And then the last step you're going to want to do is hit that loan officer's box and select all.
Loan officer equals all. Okay.
And then once you're done, hit that search button.
Then search. Okay.
So this will automatically have all of these records selected, so you can just go to the action button.
Okay, action. Okay.
And then in that send via drop-down, leave it for premium emails.
Send via equals premium email. Okay.
And then in the template drop-down, we're going to look for the email template called Daylight Savings Times Begins.
Okay.
Once you have that selected, hit that generate button.
And then 10 generate.
And then if we know this is the email we want to send out, hit that send email button at the top.
Send email. Okay. Perfect.
And then that last step, just remember to save this little note on here. So hit the save button before you exit out.
So do I have to highlight that in the notes?
No, you don't have to highlight it. So
I don't. Like okay. So after I do send email, and then 12, and then I hit save.
Save. Yep, that's it.
Right. Okay. Thank you.
No problem. No, I figured that would be a good first email to start sending out.
Oh yeah, definitely.
For you guys. And then, like you've been doing, I would also recommend. So now that we've gotten to the system and we kind of know how it's working, I would recommend sending out some of the emails in here maybe that you're interested in sending for some of your loan officers to yourself. That way you can preview what they look like. So maybe in this case, we want to send that premium email over to ourselves, or maybe we want to look at the prepare your home for spring email too, and we want to send that to ourselves just so we know what it looks like. So this is going to be maintenance tips for spring. And see what that looks like. Just things that way we get acquainted with the marketing. Maybe we also want to assign ourselves to some campaigns on here as well. So what I would recommend is assigning yourself to that home edition. So the home edition is automatically going out for you guys. So that way you get the next copy of that home edition. Just assign yourself to it. Another popular newsletter in here is the economic commentary, as well as that Reel on Real Estate. So if you want to see what those look like, assign yourself to that, and you'll get the next copy of that. We'll also have a holiday campaign in here. So the next big holiday that's coming up, I believe, is St. Patrick's Day for that holiday campaign. So if you wanted to see what the emails in that look like, you can assign yourself to that reoccurring campaign, or you can go look at that holiday campaign in there, or that holiday email in there too, because it's going to be the same. The holiday email and the reoccurring campaign is going to be the same as that premium email in here. So this is what the St. Patrick's Day one is going to look like. I'm going to scroll down, that way we can see it. And send it to ourselves, that way we know what it looks like, and with our marketing, and get acquainted with it. Just some things to play around with.
Okay.
And then the last section in here I want to show you is just the report section. So once you start sending out emails in the system, you'll have access to this mass email report. So this is where you can see what's been sending. So this is going to have that email template name. It'll tell you who it's been sent to. So if you ever need to look and see that, you can find that on there. It'll let you know who's it's been delivered to. So if we had any not delivered email addresses, it's going to show up in that not delivered column. And then who's opened it too. So if we want to prioritize any like follow-ups based on our who's opened it, we can do that in there just by going to that mass email report.
Okay.
So our mass email report, usually, so after you send something, it takes about an hour or two to show up on that mass email report. So after you send maybe that daylight savings email, I would recommend going to and maybe looking at that mass email report a few hours later and seeing who opened it, who it's been delivered to, things like that. That way you can get an idea of how it works.
Okay.
Awesome. Well, that is all I have for you, Carrie. Anything else you want to see in the system before we leave? I know this is a lot of information to take in. I'm going to be sending you some guides on the account rates. That way you'll have step-by-step instructions.
Okay, that'd be wonderful. Yes. Okay.
Yeah, like what to do. And I'll also send you like our HTML editor guide too. That way if you start creating emails, you'll have like all the size restraints in that HTML editor guide, and it'll also guide you like how to insert pictures, how to change the text, things like that.
Okay.
Awesome. And then I will look for your email. That way I can get the extensions added for all of your loan officers. That way you can send out that mass email.
As soon as I hang up, we have, I can just extract it in Excel and send it right over to you.
Oh, that's perfect.
Yeah.
Yep. And I'll shoot you an email when that's updated.
Right.
But yeah, if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me. I'm going to be sending you this recorded version over as well. That way you can go back and reference any of these steps that we just did, or
wonderful.
Go
that
back
would be
and
great.
Look at it.
Wonderful. Thank you.
No problem. Well, I'm glad we are up and running. So we'll get the next two or next three scheduled soon. Do you want me to reach out to you via email and we can work on getting like the customer and prospect?
How did you so do you say there's three more? I'm sorry.
Yeah,
3 more
it's like three sections. So I'm going to show you how, like, what marketing I would recommend for your loan officers, for referral partners, and showing how you can get those into the system with that Excel spreadsheet that I sent over. We'll also do a section on prospect marketing. So that one we're gonna go over some recommended marketing, but we're also gonna go over we can automate prospect campaigns for you guys too. So if we
that'd be wonderful.
Yeah, exactly. That's why I was like, I'm gonna send over some general campaigns for you guys to look at. That way we can get acquainted with some of the campaigns, and if we want to set these up automatically, we can start doing that too. I'll send you over the prospect campaigns that I would recommend setting up, and once you guys have a chance to look over them and see which ones you want to set up, we can work on setting those up as well.
That'd be great. That'd be wonderful.
And then
Go ahead.
And then that last training, I was just going to show you guys customer marketing and how to use this hot list for your loan officer.
Okay.
But yeah, they're all like 30 minutes each. So if we want to combine maybe like referral partner and prospect or prospect and customer, whatever works best for your guys' schedule.
Whichever you think would work best is, what's your Monday the 14th look like?
Let me see. Let me see what that looks like. Monday I have some time in the afternoon. Like
okay.
if we wanted
the same time, 2 o'clock or 3?
Yeah,
3
we could do 2 o'clock actually.
2 o'clock? Okay,
yeah.
let's do 2 o'clock my time.
Okay. I will send you the invites, and then we can go over, I'll look for your email with the account, like, you can just shoot me an email with the account rates and stuff. Once you get that just set up, and then we can go either schedule like that customer one first, or if we want to start with the prospect, whichever one, because I know it's going to be just you and Bill on that one, or on the original ones.
Oh, so do you need me to go through and update with the interest rates first before we do any training? Is that
yeah, probably just, but we can schedule like the customer one last. That way you have time to enter in the interest rates if you want. We could just do like referral partner and prospect marketing on Monday.
Why don't we do that?
Okay, that sounds perfect.
And I'll work on
getting the rates.
Getting the interest rates. Yeah.
Cool.
Because Friday I'm out on training all day. Then on, let's see, I'm off Friday. I'm sorry. 14th here. 15th, Tuesday, I'm out all day in training. The 16th, I'm half a day with lunch and learn with realtors. And 17th, we're going to be delivering goodies to our business partners.
Yeah.
So I'm like so busy next week.
Yeah.
So Monday's it, and then maybe we could meet that Friday, the 18th or the 21st. We can play it by ear after Monday. How's that sound?
Yeah, that sounds perfect. Yeah, because that gives you plenty of time to look at the rates and get those entered in too. So that's perfect. Yeah, we can try to schedule that for like the 18th. Customers on the 18th.
I'm not holding off and waiting on Bill for any of these trainings. So
yeah.
You never know when he's in and out, and if I wait on him, we'll never get together.
Yeah, and plus he'll have I'm going to tag him on all the guides too, and
that's perfect.
All the recordings too. So that'll be something he can look over and review too.
Right, because I know I'm the one that's basically going to be doing all of this. So.
Yeah.
But I know he wants to know too, just so he can talk when he goes and recruits new LOs, that he knows and understands how it works and everything. Okay.
Oh, yeah. We'll have it recorded, and then if he wants to schedule something with me, we can definitely work on getting something like that scheduled.
Oh, okay. Great. Perfect.
Awesome. Well, I will look for your email with those extensions, and I'll be shooting you some follow-up emails with the recordings and guides.
Wonderful. Thanks so much, Miranda.
No problem. Have a great day, Carrie.
You too. See ya.
Bye.